I wouldn't want to be a pine tree living on a pine plantation with nothing but other pine trees in every single direction. No, I'd rather be a wilderness with a mix of tree species than back at the pine plantation where the chainsaw waits for me. The wilderness is protected from cutting of any kind. At least that's what the law says, but that's not what I find. Crews from the Forest Service are overprotecting my trees from a beetle that eats the weaker pines that are overcrowding me. They say that that bug is bugging their profits, so they come in the forest and they kill and they chop it. But that method never stops it anyway. The beetle doesn't affect the hardwoods. Many pines are even immune. They're the genetics we should be saving, but we're cutting them down too. They've got to cut these buffer zones. Let them cut the buffer zones in zones of their own. Let the wilderness handle the beetle the wilderness way. I say, pine away, pine bark beetle, turn the wilderness over to nature. Let the woods be like they would be if they weren't a business venture. Back at the pine plantation, we got pine enough for the whole nation. So pine away, pine bark beetle, turn the wilderness over to nature. Burning down the barn to get rid of the rat is a foolish solution, is a foolish act. And that's what the Forest Service can't seem to see. Saving the wilderness by cutting it down is like saving a village by bombing it out. They're barking up the wrong solution and cutting down the wrong trees. That beetle's been around a long, long time, and you know it always will. Poison just makes it stronger, and cutting won't cure its ills. It's selective in its pace, it's selective in its kills. It leaves homes in the forest where the woodpecker drills, just making its place in the wilderness while they're taking the wilderness away. I said, pine away, pine bark beetle, turn the wilderness over to nature. Let the woods be like they would be if they weren't a business venture. Back at the pine plantation, we got pine enough for the whole nation. So pine away, pine bark beetle, turn the wilderness over to nature. Pine away, pine bark beetle, turn the wilderness over to nature.